I remember being in an editing booth just to the side of the main newsroom area, and I was looking at some tape. It was about 8:45, and I remember looking up at a monitor that had the Today Show, and Katie Couric and Matt Lauer had just interrupted an interview and took a live picture of one of the towers that was smoking, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. And I remember thinking that if a plane had flown into the tower, how in the world was a plane allowed in that airspace? And I was thinking that a cut-in was about to happen. We were about to do a local news drop-in at 8:57. And as Katie and Matt focused more on what was happening, I was thinking, cut-in's not going to happen. The network's going to preempt. And then it got real serious as they got more of a sense and were getting more information that an airplane had actually flown into the tower. And I'm sitting there in shock in an editing booth by myself, just looking at this monitor, and one of the towers is smoking, apparently because something had crashed into it, apparently an airplane. And I couldn't believe it. And then the realization slowly began to sink in that we had just been attacked. We had just been attacked, apparently by terrorists, but we didn't know who. We didn't know if it was an accident at that point, but something had happened. And it was just very strange and very frightening. I hopped on the floor. First of all, I checked around the newsroom to see what was going on. And we were reacting to that, the breaking news coming out of New York, and we were thinking, of course, what's going on and how should we react to it. And while we were watching the network, which had taken over our programming at that time, I remember watching Jim Miklaszewski report from the Pentagon, and as he was reporting, the building shook around him, and he was very rattled and unnerved by that. And he was thinking, and he said on the air, I think we have just been hit by what I don't know. And so we were looking at the Twin Tower smoking, we were looking, getting a sense of what happened at the Pentagon. And then, as the reports continued throughout the morning, we heard about a plane crashing in Pennsylvania. And it seemed like all heck broke loose. And I remember our focus being, or moving from what was happening in New York to what was happening in Hampton Roads, because we were the world's largest naval base, and we began speculating, are we going to be attacked next?